Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.
Razabani for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. With me, without doubt, the sharpest looking man in boxing, CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Mr. Leonard Ellerbe. Leonard, how are we?
How you doing, my friend Raz?
We well?
Everything's good, man. Just busy. You know, these pay-per-view events are, different. Obviously, we've done this a time or two. To be kind of exact, I think maybe 20 pay-per-view shows, and obviously all the biggest in the history of the sport. So it's just a lot of work, but hey, it's all part of a hard days at work.
Then before we talk about the fight tomorrow night, I just want to touch on, obviously, we're living in this crazy world at the moment, and I haven't touched base or spoken to you for a while now, but this whole COVID-19 crisis that we're all living in doesn't seem like it's going away. Did you think it was going to become this bad?
No, I don't think any of us expected that. But these are the times that, we're in right now, and we just all have to continue to say our prayers and hope, this thing kind of, goes away sooner than later.
No, absolutely. Gervonta Davies back in action. He's regarded as the next superstar in the sport of boxing. And whether it's Mayweather promotion staff I speak to or other staff amongst other promotion companies, and they all say Gervonta Davies can be that next pay-per-view king in America. How much pressure is there on Gervonta, firstly, tomorrow night to perform? Because he's not in there with someone, who's a walk in the park.
Well, I don't think there's no pressure on him at all. I mean, he just has to go out there and be Gervonta and give the fans the best of himself, which I'm extremely confident that that's going to happen tomorrow night. I'm very proud of the young man. He's got in the best shape of his life for the biggest fight of his life. And he's fighting a 4-division world champion who, in my eyes, has been an elite fighter for quite some time. He's a true Mexican warrior. He's been in a number of big fights, so both of them, it's going to be a very, very exciting fight. This is both of their first pay-per-view fight, and in Leo's case, he's vying to be a 5-division world champion, and that puts him in a very, very select group in the history of the sport. And I think the names of Manny Pacquiao, Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Tommy Hearns, that's a group to be, even just have your name mentioned with them is a tremendous honor. That's definitely, something that he has his eyes set on. And this is a fight that he wanted, so again, I think it's going to be a tremendous fight.
Would you say this is Tank's toughest fight?
Well, we won't know that until, if you ask me that question after the fight. But I'm very confident it will be because, again, the credentials that Leo brings to the table. He asked for this fight, and he asked for this fight for a reason. And that's why, I told him at the weigh-in, I have so much respect for him because, he could have picked a number of guys, but he said, give me the badass. He said, give me that top dog at 130 and 35 pounds that everybody wants to fight, and nobody's giving him, I ain't gonna say nobody, but a lot of people have been doubting him and say he's been scared to fight this guy, which has never been the case. Leo Santa Cruz will fight anybody. It just has to, again, at this point, fighters just aren't just going out there just doing anything. It has to make sense. And he didn't need this fight. he wanted this fight for his legacy. And again, he's a guy that, you know, he fights for the fans, but more importantly, he fights for his family. You know, so I think that's big, and it's a tough fight for Tank. And I'm very proud of Tank because he moved his camp from Baltimore to Las Vegas, and it's been a tremendous difference. When he got there, the first thing I did was get him a chef, you know, and he cut the weight the right way, and you know, and he's been very professional about everything. You know, he busted his ass in camp. He had tremendous sparring. And see, I don't have to go by, you know, a lot of times you hear, you know, sometimes promoters and managers say, oh, well, he's in the best shape of his life. But see, I'm in the gym with the guys. You know, I'm a different kind of promoter. I'm in the gym with my guys. So, you know, I see up close and personal what they're doing and, you know, how they work. And I know, you know, I see how they're working, you know, and so I've been able to, you know, watch him up close and personal for the last couple months and been extremely impressed with what I've seen. With, you know, he's been working with obviously his head coach, Calvin, and obviously Floyd's been very, very hands-on. So it's going to be a great fight.
We know Tank's had an issue with weight in previously. So were you relieved today when he made the weight first time round? And also, when you got someone like Floyd Mayweather around you, who was more or less 3-4 pounds over his fighting weight during his career, he lived the sport. Does it help Tank when Floyd's around to give him that extra boost to say, you know, it's not just about an 8 or 12-week camp. This is a lifetime. This is your career. You always have to stay around that fighting weight to be successful.
Very, very true. It's a great point. Very great point that you just made. I think what happens with young fighters, especially when they've been exposed to, you know, they come from different backgrounds, and so it's the road is a lot tougher, you know, for those guys because they have to be taught certain things and you know, sometimes things come a little quicker, you know, in some fighters' case than others. In Tank's case, he's had some mishaps in his career, but what I love is that he stepped up, he owned it, he was accountable for it, and we moved past that. You know, I had no doubt in my mind that he was, you know, it's not about making weight, that's his job. So, I mean, it's like we don't have to make a big deal. He's doing his job. You know, he was extremely motivated. He knew the task at hand, and he got up for it. You know, he knew this was the biggest fight of his life, and I witnessed it, you know, firsthand. That okay, he ready to go. He ready to rumble.
We know Tank's from Baltimore. He had his homecoming week. He had an unbelievable turnout. Unfortunately, we're living in this world now where we can't have 15,000, 20,000 people in the stadium. So you've taken the fight to Texas. You're going to have a limited amount of people there. Do you know roughly what those numbers look like? And
Yeah. Should be right around 10,000. And you know, we're the most important thing is that, you know, we're going to ensure, you know, the safety of all the fans. You know, they're going to wear masks. We're going to ensure the social distancing, you know, with the fans. And again, that's the most important thing is the health and safety of the fans and the fighters and the staff and everything. So, you know, we've worked very closely with the local officials and commission here. And we have a great understanding. We are in the bubble now, and it's very strict. And you know, we're just really excited. You know, everyone's worked really hard with this promotion. Floyd's done a wonderful job. My team has done a wonderful job. You know, Leo and his team has done a wonderful job. Showtime has done a wonderful job. You know, so we have all hands on deck, that's what I say all the time. All hands on deck over here. So, you know, I think we got a excellent fight tomorrow between two outstanding fighters. And like, I think the fans are the ones who are going to get the treat.
Then you talk about the fans getting the treat. A couple of weeks ago, the fans were quite disappointed because Lomachenko and Teofimo-Lopez fought in America, but it wasn't shown on Sky Sports or BT Sport here in the UK. But they're very thrilled to know that Gervonta Davies is going to be on not just a subscription channel, but he's going to be on terrestrial TV and Channel 5. Just talk to me about that deal and bringing it to the fans for free as well.
Well, it was Floyd's idea. And Floyd is a mastermind, because he looked at this situation again. He loves the UK fans. I mean, you look back at all his interviews. I mean, he really enjoys. He's been over to the UK for a number of the dinners and meet and greets and all of that stuff over the years. So that's actually his favorite. The UK fans are his favorite fans. And so he wanted to find a way to be able to give them something back. He's known that it's been rough over there. You guys haven't been able to get the fights, and I don't want to get into any of that because I don't really like to speak on anybody else's business, But we was able to partner up, and it's just amazing what happens when you have great partners that you're working with, Viacom, CBS, partnering with Showtime, Channel 5, so you put all that together and this is what you get. This is what you get. But I really, really want the fans to thank Floyd because it was his idea to be creative, to make this happen, to be able to give a Halloween treat to the great fans of the UK and none other than delivering this huge, huge fight for the fans, because his goal is, and he's been on me about this, he wants to bring a massive fight to the UK with Gervonta, in the very near future, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
Then Floyd made some comments this week on First Take where he said that after Leo, we want one more, and then we want Teofimo. Is that something in the pipeline, that the plan? We know Teo's with Top Rank, and Showtime and ESPN have come together. We saw that with many fights in the past that they've come together and done joint productions. But that's a huge fight for the lightweight division.
Well, any fight Gervonta Davies is in is going to be a huge fight. I know he was asked that question, but honestly, we're not even thinking about nobody or nothing other than really Saturday night. And I know he was just speaking a big picture down the road, and because he knows. But Tank's in a tough fight Saturday night, and again, it wouldn't be respectful to think beyond anything, because anything can happen. Anything can happen with these fights. But we know that we believe in our guy, and we know he's coming to do his thing on tomorrow night. He coming in a big way too. And I think the fans are going to be really, really pleased with what they see up close and personal. And again, it's like Channel 5? Are you kidding me? All the UK fans can get a chance to witness this? Wow, that's big. That's big.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.